tremendous MMA news to talk about. Kevin Holland unretires, and now he's fighting Wonderboy in the UFC Orlando main event. Conor McGregor is making some bold claims about a historic comeback fight, and Jose Aldo is talking about getting in the ring to do some boxing. We're going to talk about all of these subjects. Make sure you guys smash the hell out of that like button, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Let's first talk about Kevin Holland unretiring almost as quick as Conor McGregor. One night he said it's over, career done. Next day we have him booked in a UFC main event. I knew the retirement was bullshit. He was doing a good job kind of selling himself of walking away to get maybe the most favorable matchup. And Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Kevin Holland is a striker versus striker delight. I will say this though. Wonderboy Thompson is so excellent from distance with his striking. I wonder how he's going to deal with that long reach of Holland. I feel like you're going to see a lot of side kicks from Wonderboy. And I mean, if you look at the way Wonderboy dominates high-level strikers, Jeff Neal, Vicente Luque, as dominant as Bilal looked against Wonderboy, this is a totally different stylistic matchup. As I look at this fight, I start to weigh things out. Is Wonderboy really slowing down that much? How much power is Kevin Holland packing in the hands? Is the chin of Wonderboy gone? It's a 5-round main event, so we have a lot of time to throw down for these two. I'll be straight up, guys. I think Kevin Holland's a good fighter, but I feel like Wonderboy might be too much. I feel like his distance management of striking is incredible. I know he's going to be giving up some reach. Kevin Holland is long as hell. Let's bring up his Tapology here. What has he got? The 82-inch reach, Kevin Holland? Let's see. Let's pull this shit up real quick. Kevin Holland's reach officially listed at 81 inches. Excuse me. Wonderboy on the other side, 75-inch reach. He's 3 inches shorter, but the way he closes distance is so well. The difficulty of him getting hit in the face consistently. I feel like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson at even 39 is going to find a way to beat Kevin Holland. I'm going to go with the Wonderboy pick here early. I feel like as a favorite or a dog, we don't even know what the lines are looking like. Let's see if we got the Holland and Wonderboy odds out yet. What are they sitting at here? Early opening. Let's see. Do we have official odds yet? Still got no odds. We need odds for this fight, but it makes sense. This fight was just announced. I feel like Wonderboy may still be a slight favorite in the matchup. Kevin Holland doesn't have the wrestling. I don't see him taking Wonderboy down. I still think about how good Wonderboy fought against Gilbert Burns. Stylistically, it's a weird fight. Holland, I think, definitely has that speed and maybe athleticism advantage, but Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is 100% the more technical striker, the true karate kid in the game versus, I don't want to call Kevin Holland a brawler. Boxing heavy style, black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm going to pick Wonderboy decision early, really early lean. I love that Kevin Holland said fuck the retirement. I'm glad that was bullshit. I called it being a hoax on one of the live streams recently. But it's good to know for sure that Kevin Holland's coming back. And I think Wonderboy's the perfect opponent for him. Even though I'm picking Wonderboy right now, I do think it's a bit of a coin flip fight. We got to see what Wonderboy still has left in the tank. 9 months ago, Bilal dominated him. He hasn't won a fight since the Jeff Neal matchup. It was nearly 2 years ago. I don't think Wonderboy's slowed down a ton. His style has never been extremely explosive or extremely powerful. It's just precise, accurate technique. I think he beats Holland on a decision. I feel like maybe it looks even a bit like the fight against Darren Till. Kind of patient approach by both guys. I mean, Holland's wins at welterweight, Alex Oliveira, quality, Tim Means, quality, but nowhere near the caliber of, what Wonderboy has done throughout his career. I know he's 39, and I know the Jeff Neal win was the most recent one for Wonderboy, and Kevin Holland actually fought Jeff Neal on the regional scene. How many years back was that? He fought Jeff Neal in 2017, and he TKO'd him in the 3rd round. Kevin Holland definitely has some more pop than Wonderboy. And if he was able to connect clean on a 39-year-old Wonderboy chin, he could put him down. I just don't think it's happening. I think Kevin Holland gets beaten on a decision, and the OG Wonderboy still the best striker at 170 pounds. I guess arguably you could, kind of line up Leon Edwards in that mix-up too. But you look at what Wonderboy did to Masvidal when they fought. I feel like even though the reach favors Holland, distance striking is just going to be the Wonderboy show. I'll pick him to win. Let's talk Conor McGregor. He makes these bold comeback claims. I mean, I feel like Conor McGregor is saying crazy shit every week. He was just apologizing, too, to Michael Bisping after they kind of went back and forth online a bit, and Bisping came back at him and talked about how McGregor's got all the security. We wouldn't be able to get near him and whatnot. But McGregor said he's just joking around. But that doesn't matter. Let's talk this comeback. He says it's going to be welterweight, and it's going to be a historic comeback. But let's be real. Who does he compete well against at welterweight? The top guys? Let's look at Champ Leon Edwards. I'll pick him over Conor McGregor any day of the week right now. Usman, I'll pick him over Conor McGregor. Khamzat, obviously over Conor McGregor. Colby Covington over Conor McGregor. Gilbert Burns, I think I'd pick him over Conor McGregor. Masvidal, I'd probably be leaning Masvidal over McGregor, but the Masvidal fight makes a lot of sense if the Nate Diaz fight is unavailable. 170 is the weight class. I know Conor kind of teases around saying he'd knock out Oliveira in Brazil, but he looks huge. I don't think he's going to be able to make 155 pounds with the amount of muscle that he's put on since taking a break from his USADA testing, because he put on some size since then, and it seems like he's gotten leaner. I don't know if that muscle is going to aid him as well as maybe he's expecting at 170, because he has to just overgrow his frame, whereas these guys at 170 are just kind of naturally thicker than Conor. I'm going to pick pretty much the entire top 5, top 6 over McGregor, maybe even the majority of the top 15. I mean, Michel Pereira and him could be more of a cool fight. Even a Wonderboy fight could have been cool. He potentially could fight the winner of Wonderboy Holland, but I just don't think either of those names are McGregor worthy. In rankings wise, that's what makes the most sense if you look at the weight class. But that doesn't work with Conor McGregor. If he wants to, he could work himself into the title shot. It's not going to shock me if they decide we go Conor McGregor and Leon Edwards sometime in 2023, depending on what Khamzat Chimaev does. I know if Khamzat fights Colby and wins, he's clearly next in line after the Usman and Edwards trilogy fight. And I guess if Conor McGregor finds himself in a spot to fight Colby Covington, I think that's a huge sell, but it's just high risk, high reward, but he's not going to beat Colby Covington. I think it's a near sure loss. I mean, I'm looking at the entire top 15. I think he can beat Daniel Rodriguez. Maybe he beats Neil Magny. Maybe he beats Chiesa. Maybe he beats Masvidal at 11. I'm thinking Masvidal's way more up, but he's far back now. I don't think he beats Shavkat. I don't know about him beating Luke either. Sean Brady, I think, probably out-grapples him. Maybe he beats Wonderboy. But I feel like he's got to go for the kill shot, because this could be the last McGregor showcase. And if it's at 170, I think championship might be something he tries to weasel himself into. But ultimately, I don't think that's the right matchup. I'll pick Masvidal at 70 as a realistic next matchup, and I think it's still a historic one. Nate Diaz, the optimal fight for Conor McGregor. We got to close out that trilogy, but Nate's not going to be in the UFC for who knows how long. I saw Adrian Broner actually called him out to a boxing match. Broner, he made his career at 135, so Nate's going to have a serious size edge there, and I'll be honest, I don't think that fight is high likelihood, but I would want to see Adrian Broner, Nate Diaz, just speaking of that matchup. We'll see when Conor comes back. He's saying it's historic. He's saying it's welterweight. He wants a title. He sees titles in his future. He seems just as confident as ever, but the way this man posts on Twitter, I don't know mentally where he's at. I'm having a very hard time taking Conor McGregor as a title threat seriously. I'm saying I don't know if he beats majority of the guys in the top 15 at welterweight. Even if he went down to lightweight and he said, no, I'm making that weight cut. Maybe he can find his way into an Oliveira fight. If Oliveira beats Makhachev, they do it in Brazil, and then Oliveira strangles him in Brazil for the fans to get some vengeance after the Aldo slaughter there. Dustin Poirier already beat him. I think he might be able to sleep Gaethje, because Gaethje's such a wild brawler. I think maybe he could sleep Chandler. I feel like Dariush grapples him for the entire fight. Fiziev and him's an interesting matchup. Be hard to lean against Fiziev just because it's not like he's been proven to be chinned at all, and I think he'd chop up the legs of McGregor. Dos Anjos, I think, is a hard fight for Conor at 170 or 155. Could be a future matchup. I don't even want to talk about Gamrot and some of the young guys up, Ismagulov, Sarukian, even Jalen Turner, how much longer he is. Yeah, he beats Dan Hooker. He beats Tony Ferguson. Conor McGregor needs to pick somebody. He keeps talking about this comeback. It's supposed to be happening in 2023. He's making the claim. He's saying he's doing it. But be very cautious who you pick, Conor, because a lot of these young savages got what you don't at this point. And I think it's that hunger to make that life-changing money. Conor's already done it, man. He has every car he could ever want, the yachts, the houses, the success lifestyle. He's in movies versus a hungry contender on the way up, especially the guys from, that Eastern Europe / Russia region. I'm picking those savages over Conor. I mean, he's not going to beat a Makhachev. He's going to get beaten up by the majority. So pick the right opponent, and I think Nate Diaz is that right opponent. But we'll see what they want to do. Leon Edwards and him could end up finding, English title matchup versus Ireland. I think that'd be a huge fight. It'd be good numbers. I think he's just outmatched versus the best of the best. We'll see what happens with the McGregor sweepstakes. Let's talk Jose Aldo before we get out of here. Jose Aldo says boxing is a possibility. He can't fight MMA. Reason being, he's under UFC contract, and he's not going to fight out of that contract to get released from the UFC. And I don't think doing MMA is the best move for him outside of the UFC. I mean, where's he going to go? 135 in Bellator? I mean, yeah, he could potentially win the million, but what's the point? I don't think it adds anything to the legacy. I think realistically, Jose Aldo boxing makes a lot of sense. When we talked about Adrian Broner calling out Nate Diaz, I'd be down to watch Jose Aldo and Adrian Broner box. Now, I'd assume Aldo would get a bit of a, lighter touch maybe to start the boxing career instead of going right for somebody that's been at the pinnacle of boxing. But who knows? I mean, first fight for Anderson Silva, first fight in a long time. I know he was 1-1 to start this next run as a pro boxer, but he fought Julio Cesar Chavez and he won a damn close decision. Aldo Broner could be a good way to set him up. Maybe the Floyd Mayweather sweepstakes are in store. They give Aldo a shot versus Floyd, but I don't think he'd want to do it just because the way McGregor starched him. Let's say Aldo has some success against Floyd Mayweather whatsoever. I guess it looks better for Conor McGregor in some weird sense, even though it's totally different sports. They just happen to both throw punches at each other. I think Aldo will do okay against some of, mid-tier level boxers. I think if they try to step him into too hard of matchups, he'd struggle. I hope he doesn't get swayed into doing a fight with like KSI or something like that. A guy with like a crazy size advantage on him, and he ends up fucking losing or some shit against one of these YouTube sensations. Ultimately, I'll pick Broner as the next fight for him, or I'd want to see him fight Floyd. Who knows, though? Maybe Aldo Diaz in the boxing ring. How weird would that be? I'd watch it, though. I'd be down to see it. Jose Aldo has the fire to still fight inside of him. I think it's just doing MMA is no longer the move. If championships are out of the picture for a legend of Aldo's stature, better to pull the Silva, jump towards boxing, make a new career, a new run. I know boxing is still dangerous and damaging, but at least you only have to worry about the hands, less likelihood to suffer serious injuries that would, halt his activity. I think he can consistently fight in boxing and make some extra money and also have a damn good time entering another sport. I know he's trained with the Brazilian national team, and we know Aldo can box. I want to see Jose Aldo versus Adrian Broner. Let's bring Aldo in the boxing ring. Some interesting news in the fight game. Excited to see Kevin Holland. I'm dying to see McGregor announce an official comeback instead of just drunken tweets, but we'll see with that. Aldo says he wants to box. It's a possibility. I think it's a likely possibility and one I'm down for. The UFC heating up, heading into this UFC 280 card. We got this weekend off from fights, and then next weekend back with some matchups. Arujao and Grasso is the main event of that card. Not the best main event, but the undercard's actually pretty stacked with quality competition. And then UFC 280 is going to be the biggest card maybe ever. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash the likes. If you're new, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on and make sure to share the video as well. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you don't have anything to say, you just want to support your boy, drop a W in the chat as always. Much love, my people, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, everyone.